To make our almost no kneading fondant, you're going to need a stand mixer that has a dough attachment. If you don't have one, you're going to need to do the fondant the old-fashioned way by kneading it for like 8 to 10 minutes. You're going to need your marshmallows. This is 10.5 ounces, powdered sugar, and vegetable shortening, and a little bit of water. Before we start the fondant, we want to grease with our vegetable shortening our stainless steel mixing bowl. You want to put a good, generous helping of vegetable shortening around it. This will help prevent the marshmallow mixture from sticking to the bowl so much, and a generous helping of vegetable shortening on your dough hook. We've made a number of different types of marshmallow fondant. The recipe for this is exactly the same. In my microwave safe bowl, I've got my mini marshmallows and 2 tablespoons of water. We're going to put this in the microwave at 30-second intervals, stirring between each of those intervals just until the marshmallows are completely melted. It took about 2 minutes in my microwave to get these marshmallows completely melted. In the description, you'll find a link to our other fondant videos on how to make marshmallow fondant like this, just plain, how to use Jell-O to flavor and color your fondant, and also a chocolate fondant video. At this time, you can add some extract, like some vanilla extract or almond extract, and if you want to color the whole batch of fondant one color, you can add your food coloring here and stir that in as well. I'm going to show you how to color fondant in a little bit, because most times you're going to want to take your batch of fondant and color it a variety of different colors. Now that I've got my melted marshmallows in my mixing bowl, I'm going to add 1 cup to start of powdered sugar, and we're going to turn this on very low speed. We don't want our powdered sugar flying all over the place. Now we're going to keep adding our powdered sugar about 1 cup at a time until we get a dough forming. Again, start out slow so you don't get a white cloud of powdered sugar, and then turn it up to medium speed. After 7 cups, you can see that this is really starting to form a ball now. The stickiness has pretty much gone out of it for the most part. At this point, we're ready to turn it out onto our work surface. I put some vegetable shortening down on my work surface and a little bit on my hands. You don't need to use nearly as much as you do without the stand mixer, because most of the stickiness is already gone. Now you can see kind of the consistency that we have. You know, you may not have to knead this much at all. I would say no more than just a couple minutes at the most, just until you get it to the consistency that you want. The next step, just like the other handmade fondant videos, is kind of put it into a ball. Put some shortening around the outside, double wrap it in plastic wrap, and put it in your refrigerator, preferably overnight. I'm only going to leave it in the refrigerator for a few hours. That way I can take it out and show you how to color it. To add color to our fondant, you're going to need just a couple things. You're going to need, obviously, your fondant. I've worked this in my hands a little bit until it's pliable. Food coloring. This is a gel food coloring. I recommend that you use the gel color because you have to use a whole lot less to get the bright and darker colors than you do if you use just the cheap stuff that you get at the grocery store. This is from Over the Top. My grocery store actually sells this, so you can probably find gel colors in your local grocery store. If you want to just color it a really light shade, then you can use the standard vegetable food colors. I recommend some disposable latex gloves. This is actually latex free. This will keep your hands from getting to be a nice rainbow color, and they're very inexpensive. Just make sure that it says that it's approved for food handling, and a little bit of powdered sugar for your work surface. I put just a little bit of powdered sugar on my work surface here. I'm working on this cutting board. If you're going to work on your countertops, be sure to cover them. You don't want to get your food coloring on your countertops. To color it, I like to just press it down a little bit flat. With gel food coloring, they're very intense. You want to start with just a drop, and you don't want to work with large amounts of fondant at a time. This is actually a little bit bigger piece of fondant than I normally would use. You want to do them in small batches, then combine them into a larger batch. So I just put a drop of my gel food coloring. I'm using orange today. And I just fold it over, make it almost into like a little packet. And now it's just a matter of kneading the food color all the way through the fondant. Depending on the intensity of your color, this can take quite a bit of time to get it worked all the way through. But you can see that it's starting to get mixed into the fondant, and as you can see, the rubber gloves are a great accessory. If your fondant becomes too sticky, just set it down for about 5 minutes and then come back and knead some more. I've kneaded this for about 5 minutes. I had to set it down once because it got a little too sticky. The color's almost all the way through it. However, I want a much darker color, so I'm going to add one more drop of the gel color and start again with the kneading. I've been kneading this for about 15 minutes. I added a third drop of the gel food coloring. It's pretty close, but I want it just a little bit darker, but I think a full drop would be too much. So if you're getting that stage, put some of your gel food coloring on just a little plate and take a toothpick and just put on a little bit. If your fondant gets too dark, just add a little bit of the plain white fondant to it. I recommend that you color all your fondant the day before you're actually going to use it. As you can see, since this has taken a good 15 minutes already, and if I've got more colors to make, this can be a rather long process, and if you're trying to match a specific color, then it can really take some time. So give yourself plenty of time to get the colors the way you want them. That's it. That's how you color your fondant. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please join our channel. We hope to see you back soon.